Shalom Aleichem and welcome to Machan Leira online smicha. Amongst the malachas that you're not allowed to do on Shabbos, there is the malacha of zoyra. Zoyra is winnowing. In the good old times, the way the farmer would separate the kernel from the husk, one of the things, obviously there's many parts of the process that are very similar. There's threshing, dash, separating, bury. They're all separating what you want, getting what you want from the kernel or from the wheat, and the garbage throwing away. One of the processes that the farmers used to do would be zoyra. They would throw it in the air, and once the stalks were in the air, the air would separate, blow away the schmutz, and you would have what you want kept. So you're not allowed to do zoyra on Shabbos. Now, who's gonna in our time? Who's doing? Unless you're in the field, how does it apply to us? So in the Shulchan Aruch and Siman Shin Yutes, it says Hazoyre aroykek beruach b'Shabbos. If somebody spits into a wind on Shabbos, v'ruach mefazer haroyk, and the wind separates the spit, because the wind separated it. It's similar to what Zoyra was. Chayiv mishum Zoyra. You would be chayiv of the prohibition of Zoyra winnowing in Shabbos. All right. Hopefully nobody's doing that, spitting out in a wind. But where there is a discussion in today's poskim is what happens if you walk into a room and you see there are flies in the room, or I'm going to use different examples because each example has another additional part to it. If you see flies in the room and you want to spray bug spray, or a room doesn't smell good, you want to spray some scented smells, it should smell better. So each one of these questions has another issue attached to it that's not what I'm going to be talking about. There's a discussion if you spray a bug spray and the bugs will die, or whatever what happens to them. You're not allowed to hunt. You're not allowed to trap on Shabbos. So that's an issue for itself. Spraying the air refreshener, there's also another issue besides the spray part, and that is you're not allowed to create a new smell in certain circumstances. So those two issues are topics that you have to discuss for itself. I'm talking about the spray part. Are you allowed to, which also applies to a spray deodorant, on all these different sprays that a person might want to use? Is a person allowed to use a spray bottle for whatever, when just like spitting into the wind, the Shulchan Aruch says Yechayiv mishum zoyra, would spraying be a problem? So in the poskim it says like this. Most of the poskim say that there is no issue with using a spray on Shabbos, because since the other cases where I said where the farmer did, he threw it up in the air, and the air caused it to separate. In these cases, it's not a spray bottle, it's not the ear that's doing the zriya, it's not the ear that's separating it, it's the press of the button. And therefore, they're relying on that's the heter why you're allowed to do so. Now, there is another svara why you're allowed to do it. Zoyra, as I told you, was by the farm, and by the crops or by the wheat. That was giduli karka, things that grow from the ground. You're not allowed to do that, even though we mentioned even the spit, right? But there are those that say Ramosha Stern, the Betzina Dayan and Shalos Hachuvas Be'er Moshe Chelik Vav Siman and Aleph. He says that if what's in the bottle is synthetic and it doesn't grow and it's not from a living item, you have no problem at all, because it's not a geduli karka. And Reb Shmuel Vosner and Shalos Hachuvas Shevet Alevi Chelik Yud Aleph Siman Pehei also says that. However, even though we just established that there's a heter because the wind is not separating it, you're separating it by pressing a button. There are those that say that that you should still be machmir if your intention is that it should be sprayed out. There are those, and that's brought from some poskim that want to be machmir even in this case.